العالمين والصلاة والسلام أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا محمد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم. مدد يا سيدي يا رسول الكريم يا حبيب العظيم، انزل حالنا واشفالنا وبدون بمددكم ونظركم. مدد يا سيدي يا سلطان الأولياء مع شيخ عبد الفيض الداغستاني. مدد يا سيدي يا سلطان الأولياء مع شيخ محمد نازم حقاني. مدد يا سلطان قلوبنا مع شيخ هشام Qabbani. مدد الحق يا حجة الله المخلص، انزل حالنا واشفالنا. معنا عبدك العجيز الضعيف ومسكين وظالم وجهل. If not for the mercy of Allah and the oceans of rahmah and forgiveness, that we cease to exist and that we ask to be nothing and to enter into Allah's oceans of rahmah. And alhamdulillah, a great blessing to be given to the nation of Sayyidina Muhammad from the ways of haqqaiq and the turuqs, and a great gift that Prophet gave to Naqshbandiyyatul Awliya for humanity, that was granted to Shaykh Abdul Faiz Daghestani Qaddasallahu Sirruh. That a dua from Sultan al-Awliya that was accepted by Prophet so that we understand our path. That the dua of Sultan al-Awliya was asking from Prophet that what the benefit if people come into these associations and they leave. They come, they leave, they come, they leave, and are we relying on them to lift themselves and to achieve what needs to be achieved? It's not going to happen. And before the title of Sultan al-Awliya was shifted from Mawlana Sharafuddin Daghestani Qaddasallahu Sirruh to Sultan al-Awliya Ma Shaykh Abdul Faiz Daghestani, he had made a request that if you're asking for me to take that position, I'm asking from Prophet one request. And they were all astonished, that's ajeeb that how you can even ask, it's a great honour to be given this gift. He says, yes, we understand the honour, but this is a moment in which I have the ability to ask. That before this title comes I'm asking from Prophet are you giving permission to ask? And the adab and the formality, he said, ask. So I'm asking, Ya Sayyidi Ya Rasul Kareem, for this position that you want to dress upon me, I'm asking that whoever sits in my association for 5 minutes that they be granted from my maqam. That their soul immediately to come to my station. Whatever you have dressed me, I'm not saying I'm anything, but whatever you are dressing my soul of its realities and its station and its proximity to the Holy Heart in the world of light. To Prophet I'm asking that whoever sits with me, and they have the rule that at least 5 minutes if you can sit in that association, then Shaykh Daghestani was asking Prophet that they be granted from my station. And Prophet was so pleased with that dua and said, this is true, that I'm happy with this request and I'm accepting that request. That anybody who sits in your associations means anybody who sits in that reality that was inherited by Sultan al-Awliya Ma Shaykh Muhammad Nazim Haqqani, and all of the Naqshbandiyya associations are inheriting from Shaykh Abdul Faiz Daghestani's inheritance. That if they sit in the association within 5 minutes that they'll be granted the station of Shaykh Abdul Faiz Daghestani, they'll be in his holy company at that maqam. And that is a tremendous blessing and tremendous reality that given to the nation of Sayyidina Muhammad. And that's why they are so eager to spread the circles of zikr, because it's the reality of the holy hadith of the halaqas of zikr. And many people come to the zikr association to teach the hadith to us, and they're not from Ahl zikr. So every time somebody come they give us that hadith. But we live by the hadith of zikrullah. But what that hadith is a reminder for us is the angels at the end said, all these blessings you're giving there's one who's not from amongst them. And Allah's replied, no, the barakah and blessings so much that even that one dressed completely from that reality. And it's the only amal, the only action that does not require any intention, and you can have the worst of intention. You can come with the worst of intention If Allah allows your feet through that door, He's granting a ni'mat. He's granting a soul to be washed, to be cleansed, and now on top of that to understand that the soul going to be dressed by the realities of these awliyaullah, of Sultan and awliyas. So means our journey is not towards the Divinely Presence. They're not relying on you to build your reality and go step by step into your reality and unveil your realities, because many people will be lost at that. Means as soon as you enter into the jinn kingdom and unveil yourself in the jinn world, if you are journeying upwards, as soon as something unveils you'll be lost. You think you achieved a great achievement and only to find later that the jinn were playing with you. Means so many traps and so many dangers on a path that goes upward. And what Shaykh Daghistanti wanted and was granted by Prophet that immediately grant me from the realities of what they keep trying to teach from malakut, that from their atomic reality as soon as the association starts, that we begin to grab their light, grab their atomic reality and bring it into that station and that maqam. And even deeper understanding is that for this physical association to be taking place, that's why it has to be with the permission from Allah. For this form and your two forms to be in the same room, your atomic reality has to have a permission to enter. Otherwise these electrons would collide and everything would be exploding. Means every movement is by a permission from Allah. And they're asking from that association that, Ya Rabbi, if we're granting that soul to come into that diwan, then the physicality follows and finds the majlis of zikr. In that diwan let me to grab that soul and put it under my nazar, and I continuously train that soul. And that soul is under continuous training by these awliyaullah. Means the association doesn't stop here. You can't be a physical person coming to this association and think like in a can that, oh everything is physical. No, this is the world of light and the world of spirituality. That for your form to be here there was already an association in the world of light. And Allah malakut kulli shay. That is all encompassing, that atomic power, that atomic reality, it is what governs all the physical world. And if that association is taking place and they've been given by Prophet permission to grab that soul and continuously train that soul. So it means our journey is from that station to this body. We're not journeying from the body and trying to unveil and to reach towards the heavens. The soul was granted a tremendous ni'mat that it is in the presence of these awliyaullah, these big sultan and awliyas. Just by sitting 5 minutes on the carpet, that's why it says like fishing. You sit on that carpet there's nowhere else to go. Some fishes come in easy, some have a lot of fight in them, they go, they come, they go, they come. It could be years of struggling with yourself to make your physicality to surrender. But that doesn't mean that the work has stopped. They're working in the world of soul, in the Diwan al-Awliya. They are working on those souls, continuously training them, continuously dressing them, blessing their lights to raise the darajat of that light so that it can carry what they want to bestow upon that. So then our task in the physical world is to dig through all the characteristics. Means the soul achieved a tremendous gift. Now why am I not feeling it? Why am I not seeing it? Why am I not sensing it? Because they want us to understand the journey is down. The journey is coming from all those maqams and boom you hit the insan like a sewage facility. That veils of hitting from the heavens and entering the insan means that they're burning all the bad characteristics. So then this journey is much more difficult downward, has less visions, less sights, less understandings. But what they want us to understand is that this can only be achieved and the opening can only be granted an opening through the tafakkur, because it's a deep cleansing. It's not something from the surface. That if you're coming from these maqams into the heaven, it's like a birth. You're being sent down. As soon as the association takes place, your soul with these awliyaullah, and they begin to tell you, your journey now is to go back down. Go through all your characteristics so that you can punch through your physicality and begin to remove the greatest veil. All the other veils were very easy to lift from behind. They lift those very quick. The most difficult are the barriers of insan, that when bashariyya, when they want to start to go through all of those, they're very thick. So it means then the school and the majlis is about how to purify the bad characteristics. Because as soon as you start to go into that reality, it's all based on meditation and tafakkur. That if you want to make a tafakkur, how are you going to know your characteristics if you're not understanding and getting to know yourself? Again from hadith of Prophet, who knows himself will know his Lord. Who does not know himself, because the hadith can be read another way. If you don't know yourself, there's no way to claim you know your Lord, because you are with yourself all the time. So then our way is based on knowing the self. As soon as I make a tafakkur and connect my heart, Ya Rabbi, what did I do tonight? When I go home, I take my hisab at night, what did I do? How did I disturb? How did I insult? What did I do with my hand, with my tongue, with my whole being? Are you happy with me? Did I talk too much? Did I talk too little? Was I rude when I served food? Was anything you can imagine. As soon as you begin to meditate and contemplate and begin to connect your heart, your consciousness, they push it to begin to teach you. And you begin to hear yourself and all of your characteristics, that they weren't pleased with this, they weren't pleased with that. And that is the most difficult part of tariqah, and that is the part of tariqah that very few people do. Tariqah now consists of certain actions. The real work is in the tafakkur. The real work is in getting to know the self and drilling through all the characteristics to see what type of dirtiness is within the being. So it means that is the great struggle, on how to struggle with oneself and identify all of the bad characteristics. We said that there are locks upon entire reality, that before the lordship of the soul can be opened up and brought out, they want us to understand what are the lords that govern the body now, what are the lords that are governing all the lataif of the body that lead us towards the bad characteristics and things that are not pleasing to Allah. And by making that tafakkur and contemplating, it's a tremendous sign of humility that you slow down, you stop and you begin to tafakkur, and then everything that was physical is more powerful than the spiritual. So that I want to keep the company of the Shaykh, I want to find a Shaykh, I want to find a Shaykh, that's physical. But more powerful is the world of light, that, Ya Rabbi, I always want to be in the company of my Shaykh. As soon as I sit and make my tafakkur, I'm asking, Ya Rabbi, for my Shaykh to be present with me. It means that in the world of iman and in the reality of iman, I have to know that Mawlana Shaykh is present at everything that I'm doing. His nazar is upon, his responsibility is there. As you know, shaitan is always there waiting to attack the believer. The reality of Prophet given to these awliyaullah is there to watch over the believer. And they watch, means the shaitan is operating by a permission from Allah, from Prophet and from mu'mineen. So they're watching, and every action they're watching, and they're seeing the interaction with the bad desires and the shayateen, and they're encouraging within the heart that, rise up, take away that bad action and remember us, know that we are with you. Kunu ma's-sadiqeen. Allah is saying that have taqwa, is that state of real taqwa, it's not an imitated taqwa. It said before that taqwa is not something that you say on your tongue, that I have taqwa. No, taqwa is on all your five senses, have to be conscious that Allah watching maqam al-ihsan. Allah watching from my hearing. What is it that I'm hearing? What am I saying? What type of gossiping I'm doing? Is watching my sight. Whatever these eyes are seeing, Allah seeing, Prophet seeing, they have access to the cameras. So it means that I won't spend most of my time with the eyes closed so that I can see my heart. They're hearing through my ears, they hear what I hear, they hear what I'm saying. They listen through my tongue that what your tongue is saying. What are the words? You're accountable for everything that coming means. They have a taqwa upon their hearing. They're very conscious of what they're hearing, and what's not worth hearing they try to block it and run from it, because they know that what comes in here going to directly affect here. So people actually sit and gossip about pious people. You gotta be crazy, you're going to be accountable for that. They have a taqwa over their eyes, that what their eyes are seeing they know is being recorded. That recording is being played to Prophet before Yawm al-Qiyamah. Why? Because of his rahmah, he's interceding. It's like somebody has access to all the cameras and says, no, this file, let's erase that file. That servant going to be embarrassed, because this is the intercession and greatness of Prophet. He doesn't want his nation to be embarrassed on a day when everyone's raised. Because when you try to understand Judgment Day now is much easier for us. Before people are like, how you can, which Judgment Day and how is anybody going to play my amal and my deeds? Oh, very simple. You have a little recorder in the back of your brain is recording everything. Just like your smartphone, how we called it a smartphone, there's this Allah's smart creation. A little chip in that head records everything you see, and it's sent to a file that you don't have access to touch and to break. Because otherwise you would try to change it, it's okay, well before I die then just fry my brain, astaghfirullah. Maybe it'll take the files away. No, nothing going. This is going off site and being served on that site and frozen on that site. Everything we hear, everything we see, everything we speak is all digitally recorded, beyond digital for our understanding, all recorded. And very simple, Allah in the Qiyamah says, okay, play His file in front of all creation. So nobody wants that. Prophet doesn't want it. It's going to be embarrassing even for Prophet. This is my nation, look at the files that you're playing for them. Means that our tafakkur and consciousness is that, Ya Rabbi please don't play that file. Let me to clean that file now, let me to clean what I'm hearing, clean what I'm seeing, clean what I'm breathing. There are people who smoke and try to take a spiritual path. You're burning your lungs are the tree of life. Your Sidratul Muntaha is your lungs. From that holy breath of nafas ar-rahmah, that from every breath you bring the power of Hu. Because when you breathe every atom has Hu within it. Every atom, we said just the nucleus of the atom is maqam al-mahmud. Its presence is Sayyidina Muhammad, its power and qudra. Every breath you breathe of every atom, when they can unlock the breath, their breath is a qudra, and it comes and dresses their lungs, energizes their lungs and becomes a power upon their heart. And they can breathe in entire universes in their breath and exhale, breathe in all and exhale all of its bad. They can cleanse by their breath, and then people want to go and harm their breath. So it means all of this consciousness Allah asking for us, وَلَقَدْ كَرَمْنَا. I have an honor for you, I have a gift for you. As soon as you tafakkur and contemplate, then they begin to train, that be conscious of your hearing. So we can explain what power that hearing has. This hearing is the power of the soul, that they're able to play certain salawats or in the recitation and unlock the lataif of the ear and pull everybody's soul from their ears. Because what you hear is the doorway to the soul, what you see are the windows of the soul. So it means this consciousness of what I hear, it becomes subtle and becomes subtle, becomes subtle. My soul is moving from that, being cleansed in that reality, and it becomes empowered by it. And then what I'm saying, what comes from my tongue, I have to be conscious of that. That tongue was purified by Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq with a rock. Why a rock? A rock must have a tremendous power on it, a tremendous zikr upon it. For us that rock is a cleansing onto the mouth, it cleans the mouth, it gives its zikr onto that insan and stops that insan from what coming from the mouth is if you can't control it, what they want to understand is if you can't control your mouth, it's like a volcano. Every time it shoots a fire, they're warning for us, the fire within your heart is far worse. What comes from someone's mouth, if you think it to be foul, something to be bad, Allah's warning is what's in the heart is far worse. So if the mouth is continuously, watch now television, every other word is a curse word or every word is a curse word, and the curse words are more extreme. Why? Because Allah wants us to know what coming from their mouth you think is horrible, what in their heart is worse, is worse. So it means that to guard the mouth, to guard the reality of the mouth is tremendously important. You are inheriting from lisan as-Siddiq, from the tongue of the Siddiqs, they inherit from lisan al-Haqq from Sayyidina Muhammad. Means then if these 7 points are not under taqwa and consciousness, in the tafakkur is all the training. They're going to manage these 2 points, that these are realities, they are sifats that are governing as-Sami' al-Basir, Alim al-Qadir wa Nur Hayy. These 7 essences are dressing the holy face, they are dressed by the holy face, and Allah describes everything vanishes but that face. Means everything they gave up, they don't care about hell, they don't care about heaven, all they want is this reality, all they want is to be dressed by these 7 essences that are dressing the face. So it means that they have to first then clean the face. So what you're hearing you have to be under consciousness, what you're seeing you have to be under consciousness to keep the eyes closed and begin to format the heart, that what you're picking up from your heart and from your eyes throughout the day, cleanse it, wash it, clean it, be conscious of it, try to govern your eyes so that they're not taking on more bad. And then the shower is a tremendous ni'mat, that when you pick up a lot of bad energy, a lot of bad visions from your eyes, then you sit in the shower and meditate. Because the shower has the angels from the water, the angels take away everything. That as soon as they sit, and that's why many awliyaullah near their homes have water, because they take whatever burden coming upon them, they put it into the water. They have lakes, rivers, oceans. Mawlana Shaykh was an island, water was all around, because they put the burden in the water. So as soon as they make their tafakkur, they can move their soul and visualize your soul washing in that water, and that is a tremendous cleansing upon the soul. So that to take away these visions, take away what's been put upon the eyes so that it doesn't burn upon the hard drive of the heart. So then they clean the eyes, they clean the ears, they clean the eyes, they're conscious of their breath, that they're making their tafakkur and bizikrullah, bizikrahu, they're constantly in a remembrance and thanking Allah for the breath. That before you ask for anything else, are you conscious of your breath? Are you thanking Allah for your breath? 24,000 pockets of life in one day. If Allah snapped the breath, all your plans in the world are gone at that moment. Means Allah in every moment I'm giving you life. So then they were conscious of their breath. Alhamdulillah wa shukran, alhamdulillah wa shukran, alhamdulillah wa shukr ya Rabbi. Why? Because this breath you've given to me ya Rabbi, hamd I should be making the praising upon every creation is praising Allah. Shukr because you gave me this ni'mat, you gave me this blessing. So then the breath and conscious of your breath, that will become the power that dresses your lungs and blesses your heart and brings that qudrah. And then watching the tongue, and if the tongue can't be controlled then put a rock upon your mouth to control the tongue, so that this ni'mat can come. As soon as that fire of the mouth is controlled, the fire within the heart will be suffocated. Here in Western philosophy they think that you should get like a pillow and beat each other and scream more and get it out of you. But any fire that you allow out becomes stronger. This fire grows stronger, the rage becomes stronger and is never controlled. But as much as you can suffocate that fire, control, hold and eat it. Eat your anger, don't say anything. That's why they'll test you and keep testing you and keep testing you with anger. If you can't control the anger, then this fire is burning, the heart is raging and everything coming out like a volcano. And that's why when they speak, some of these people, they're Nurani. They speak like a volcano, also screaming, yelling, and just everybody is being burned by lava. And Prophet's way was like a perfume, rahmatan lil alameen, dressing everybody with the fragrances of muhabbat and love. We pray through that tafakkur and that contemplation that those awliyaullah must be present. Through their power and through their connection to the world of light, they begin to send their fires. When's the fires of the Shaykh going to reach you? Not in the grocery store but in your tafakkur. And what's the most powerful time of tafakkur? Is in your Salatul Fajr. That these are oceans and energies that are open. As soon as you contemplate, as soon as you meditate, as soon as you know that these awliyaullah are present with you, As-salaamu alayka ayyuhan nabi wa ibadullahi salihin, they're always in front of you. Prophet you have to know is in front of you. But let's be more humble and start with the salihin, and then as soon as you become conscious of them, you begin to feel them with your heart. And keep asking for them their faiz, that what Allah granted to you grant upon me. Unzur halana wa ishfarana, that gaze upon me and keep praying upon me. Ya budala nujaba nuqaba awtadul akhyar, that these awliyaullah each have a different specialty. Even if you're under Sultan and Awliya, they want you to know the nuqaba of that region. That nuqaba has to come and take things out of your heart. This is what Allah gave to him as his service. He has to come. So we have to train yourself, Budala nujaba nuqaba awtadul akhyar ya malikayi wal jinn, that bimadadakum, that come and take what Allah gave to you of your specialty, take these characteristics out of me. Whether it's the love of dunya, whether it's the bad character that entering within the heart, all of these tools Allah gave to the nation of Sayyidina Muhammad. We pray that Allah open more and more for us, and that we see the lights of the holy month of Muharram inshaAllah. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon, as-salamun al mursaleen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, bi hurmati Muhammadin Mustafa.
Sidana nabi, sidana nabi, sidana nabi, sidana nabi.